Hello again, everyone, and welcome back again for another video. We're going to continue the discussion that we've been having here for the last month or so about arcade games. Now, my last video that you seen, I showed you the Arcade1Up, and I even give you a sneak preview of my Arcade1Up that I am working on. Now, I'm still working on that one, and I am going to do a video on that one. But today, what I want to talk about is control panels, and what I'm talking about with control panels would be like your like this down here, this Pac-Man control deck right there that I'm doing a bit of a conversion on, and the only reason I'm doing that conversion is for this video. Now this is going to be focused at some of you guys that are new to this, because when I get to the Arcade1Up stuff, that's going to be a little more advanced. I'm going to be doing some advanced wiring and stuff like that. It might be a little above and far beyond what some of you want to do with your Arcade1Up cabinet. So I figure before I get to my Arcade1Up and the instructions on how to build that, I want to go back to the basics here. That is going to cover some stuff that a lot of you don't know. Now, if you look on YouTube, of course, as you can see on the screen here, if you convert Arcade1Up control board, you're going to find a bunch of videos. A bunch of guys have done this, like right here, how to replace the PCB. ETA Prime, of course, has got his video that seems to be the popular one to send people to, and he does a great job. I love ETA Prime stuff. He kind of gives you a nutshell version of what you need to do, and he even leaves some links down in here, some of the stuff that he used, like like the HDMI LCD control board, and that's great and all, but there's a little bit of confusion about this that I wanted to straighten out with some people when it comes to these boards. Let's go full screen here on this video so you can see this. Right here, see this number? This is what you want to look for, is the model number of the LCD board that you have. Now, in ETA Prime's video, of course, he used a Street Fighter II cabinet. Don't just think, well, I've got a Street Fighter II cabinet as well, so I can just go ahead and get the same one that he linked to. Possibly, yeah, probably. It'd probably be the right one, but not always. And that's what I want to first start out with before we get to the control panel building here, is getting you the right converter board. So the first thing you want to do is you want to look on the back of your LCD panel, and you're going to look for this black sticker, and you're going to look for this model number. Now, I'm going to show you. Let me take the other camera out here. We'll get out the GoPro, and we'll go to this cabinet in back of me here, and I'll show you the other place that you're going to find this. Okay, looking on the back of this LCD panel, this is actually in my Arcade1Up cabinet. You're seeing the inside of that there. You see a white sticker, a couple of white stickers going on right here. Now, the model number for this one can be seen right there. Let me turn the camera there. Here we go. See it? DV170YGM-N10. That's the model of this LCD. Now, when you're looking at your Arcade1Up, wherever you've got it from, look at that. I don't care what model it is, whatever. Look at that anyways. Take note of it. That's the important thing to remember. This here is from the Pac-Man cabinet over there that I'm doing some work on in this one, and like the Pac-Man ones are a good example. This is a Costco version Pac-Man, so this LCD number that you're seeing right there is going to be a lot different than, say, a Walmart version. If you don't believe me, if you got a Walmart Pac-Man, open it up in the back and look at that LCD, see if that number matches. So basically, different sellers might have a different LCD model number. Now, that's the important thing that I want you to note, that it's just because it's like, say, just a Pac-Man, or if it's a Street Fighter, or if it's, this one, don't think just because you've looked at somebody else's video and they link to something that it's going to be what you need for yours. Do take the time to research this and make sure you get the right one. You'll save yourself some money. You'll save yourself some time right off the bat. Another thing to know about this converter, without getting into it too much, is right here, you can see this wire leading up, and it actually goes up into there, and you can see it's actually hooked up to some speakers that I have put into this cabinet. I drilled some holes up on top there. Basically, all I did was found a pattern for some 4-inch speaker grills on the internet, and I put some painter's tape on both sides of this to kind of seal down the wood a little bit, and then I put the pattern on top of that and taped that down, and I just drilled it in there. That looks pretty decent, huh? Well, decent enough for me anyways. But I mean, that's a simple way to do it. You could probably do a better job than I do. I'm kind of sloppy. But you can also see that I have my converter board hooked up there. Again, this is an Arcade1Up. That's how I'm doing this. I'm actually having a little fun with this one. I actually put a full-blown ATX motherboard in it with a power supply that I'm going to be screwing around with here, just because I'm having fun. I got like several arcade games here at the house anyway, so I just figured I'd play around with this one. But anyways, back to what I was saying. That's the converter. This is the proper converter for this one based on that model number, and that's what you want to look for. So let's go back here to the screen and talk a little more. So looking on Amazon here, we got two different converter boards. This one and this one. Now they look identical, don't they? But again, going by these model numbers here, we can see that this board is made for the one that ETA Prime was showing, and this one over here, looking at the model, is made for the one that I just showed you in my Arcade1Up. So again, make sure you're going to get the right one when you get this. Some of these have like little converter or inverter boards here, and what an inverter does is it takes DC power and it converts it to AC power. Some of the LCD screens will use this. You can see that right here on the bottom of this one. See this little wire coming out there, and then it leads up into there and then back over to there. That's the inverter that is converting that power over. And then this one right here does not have that, of course. But that's not the only differences in them. There could be other differences in them as well, including the resolutions that it puts out, etc., etc. So again, check the back of that LCD panel. Make sure you get the right one. But anyways, so let me stop this video. We're talking about control panels. Let me clear this out of here. We'll turn the GoPro on again, and we're going to whip out that control panel here, and I'm going to talk about that a little bit. Okay, so here's that Pac-Man board again, and as you can see, I've got some holes drilled into it. Now normally it was just these two right here, and you can see these little notches there from where the old joist buttons were at. I of course completely gutted out the back of this and took everything off, but and then I went ahead and I drilled 4 more holes right here for a 6 button configuration. Now, if you're gonna leave your thing vertical and you're not gonna change out your monitor or anything, you probably don't even need the 6 buttons. You could probably just get by with, like, say 3 of them if you want. So I'd like maybe just do those 3. You might want to do a better job of drilling than I did. I was off a little bit there. You can see I kind of missed a little bit. This is a little bit lower than what it should be, but you know, we're not trying for perfection here. I'm just trying to teach you something. All right, so up on the top here, you can see I got 4 holes drilled up there. What I did is I drilled out, and actually they're in this box here. when I took these out, on the back here, let's take a look at this back. There's these little gaps right in here, so you'll want to watch out for that. If you want, try to be a little more centered than I would, but you know, I don't care. That's just me. But yeah, we're just going to drill out 4 holes on the top, and then however many on the bottom here, preferably 3 if you're going to stay vertical. That's probably about all you need, or 6 if you're going to go with something more than that. One thing to keep in mind is this edge right here. You want to kind of stay, let me get my ruler out here. You want to kind of stay in line right about here so that you're not bumping in anywhere here on the edge. Otherwise your buttons are not going to fit on there right. You know, we'll take one right here. As you can see, the button's going to go over a little ways. So you might want to watch that at least when you're drilling. But this is just a standard 30 millimeter or, you know, 1 inch hole. You know, you go up to your local hardware store and get a Forstner bit or what have you, and just drill your holes. You know, do a little better job than I do. Take your time. But otherwise, the rest of this is cleared off, and then right in here is where we've got plenty of room to put our what do you hell you call it? Our board for our buttons. I'm lost. I'm brain dead today. Anyways, I'll think of the name later on. I'm sorry, guys. Anyways, you notice our speakers out, and this looks like crap now. But that's okay. We're going to fix that. You know, we got these speaker holes here. Maybe you want to put speakers somewhere else. Maybe you want to put them on top of your cabinet like I did. Drill some holes up there and maybe put some speakers up there. And you don't want this looking like crap. Maybe you made a little bit of a mistake right here in your drilling and you tore up the graphic. You know, that looks like crap. Maybe you made a couple drilling mistakes here with some screws. It looks like crap. Now, just so you know, I did this on purpose. This I didn't do on purpose. I suck at that. But I did this to make it look sloppy, just to show you a little point here. This is okay. You don't have to go out and spend all kinds of money on a whole new graphics thing to fix this. We can fix this very cheaply, and we're going to do it by, let me go to my shelf here. We're going to get some of this out. This is just a roll of vinyl wrap. You can get it for 10 bucks on Amazon. This is some red stuff. And that's what we're going to do next is, after we have all our holes drilled, we're going to fix this and make this look decent. So let me cut the scene here. I'm going to go ahead and stick this on, and we'll take a look at this when I'm done. Okay. Oops, had to put my microphone down. Okay, so with just a few minutes of my time and a little bit of vinyl wrap, I put that down there, and look at that. All our graphic screw-ups are just gone now. We can't see that little screw-up with the screw holes there. We don't see the little tearing in the graphic there. And we don't see the mess up with the graphic misalignment here. I suppose you'll probably see it a little bit here with the misalignment once the buttons are in, but I guess that's if you're really looking. But otherwise, if we back this up here, we can see that we have a basically pretty clean slate to work with now. All for pretty cheap. 10 bucks. It's all it cost. I mean, you know, there's some other stuff on there. There's some like camouflage stuff on Amazon. There's wood grain, all kinds of stuff. But, you know, it's up to you, however you want to do it. The main thing is looking at the position of where the holes are going to be on your control panel and getting those right. Now, the only ones that I cut out was just this one and then this one right here to show you that this is kind of a cheap $10 vinyl. You get what you pay for, but we're doing this on the cheap because, you know, all of you that usually watch my videos are cheap bastards anyways. So but the main reason I cut this one out only, and this really is the only one that you need to cut out, is, for the joystick, so that it's not bumping and there's nothing there. Otherwise, you could just take it and make a little X on all your little holes and drop your buttons in that way through the X right there, and it'll be just fine. So that's what I'm going to do next. It looks like this graphic here is kind of coming up a little bit. I think I might take my razor blade and finish these off, but let me go ahead and get the buttons in next, and then we'll move to the back part. So since we're going back to the basics, the buttons that I'm going to use to show you this are basics, and they're made for noobs that do not get wiring all that well. As you can see, I don't know if this will focus or not, there are 3 little prongs inside each of these. There's no little things that we need to plug in. It's just one little cable. Now, if you're new to this and you're not comfortable with doing wiring positive and negative and trying to get daisy chaining down, and you want to put buttons in and a joystick in, these are probably the ones that you'll want to go with, and we'll put this on the screen here in just a moment and we'll talk about this. But these are really simple. You just take them and you plug them in right there just like that, and then that is going to get plugged into your arcade button board, and just that simple. All your buttons up here too. Now, these ones up here, maybe we want to customize a little bit, and I'll show you where we can get those customized. 1 second. Okay, so here on the screen, I'm showing you a website that I frequent. I've actually been a member for years. Forum.arcadecontrols.com is where you'll want to go. And on this website, you can actually learn so much stuff about arcades, much more than I could ever teach you or show you, and from people that are a lot better at it than I am. But anyways, what I wanted to show you here is how to find someone that's going to customize your buttons for you. Now, on the top of the screen here, you can see all these names of the different forums. If we go right over here to where it says Retail Vendors, and click that link, if you scroll down just a little bit right here, see where it says Vinyl Button Decals by a guy named Slamness. That's the man. That's the guy to talk to. If we click on this link here, you can actually see examples of the buttons that he sells. You can see that you have little labels here: play, pause, exit, info, admin, etc. Tab, MU, list, reset, and of course, you got your 1 player through 4 player, the arrows, mouse click buttons, and so on and so on and so on. Now, all you got to do is just contact him. Just sign up on the website if you want, or else slamness@gmail.com is his email address. Should be able to contact him through there if you like, and ask him to send you a set. They're not too bad a price. What's he charge here? $12 a set. That's okay. That's decent enough. But yeah, get yourself a set of buttons for your labels for your buttons, and you can go ahead and customize those. Now we'll go back here to the GoPro here, and I'll show you that real fast. Okay, I put the GoPro up on the stand there so I can hold it in place so I got my hands free. But here are the buttons that I'm talking about that he will send you. They'll come on a little sheet like this. Now, if you want, and let's say he doesn't have what you were looking for in this list, that's not a problem. He will also customize them as well. Now, I have some more right here that I'll show you that I had him customize. Now, these ones, if you look, are actually a little bit smaller than his other buttons. You can see they're a lot tinier. These are made for like 24 millimeter buttons, if that's what you're using, and for 16 millimeter. So basically what I'll do here is I'll just look through my pile and I will, pick the ones that I want, and I will customize my buttons. Now, we'll take one here as an example, show you how this is done. Actually, do I have scissors up here somewhere? I can't find my scissors. Here's my scissors. All right. So here's our button. And let's say we want to put like a play button there. What we'll do is we'll just get out the my little screwdriver here, and on the side of your button right here is a little lever. You just take that and push that in on that side, flip it around, push this one in, and push it upward, and this button should pop out from its casing, just like that. So then what you do is you're going to take this out right here, and this section right here is actually where we're going to put our little label. So what I'm going to do is we'll take one of these, I guess. Here's a little play button right here, and we're just going to cut around it with the scissors. Oops. I definitely shouldn't be trusted with scissors, but anyways, doesn't have to be a neat cut, just, just like that. And then we're going to peel it off from the back, if I can get the backing off. Hold on here. Here we go. And we're going to line it up onto our button thing, right where we want it. We'll say right there. And we're just going to press down like that. And then we're going to take this little sticker right here, peel it back, and there it is. Let me throw that away. So then we just take this and put it back into the little casing. Now there might be little notches on there. I don't know if you can see those little notches, but we'll have to line those up. And what that does is it prevents the button from like turning on the inside there. But anyway, so we're going to line up our notches like that. There we have it. And then we're going to find our little lips right here on this. Line them up with that. And we should be able to just push that back down. Let's check that. And there we go. As you can see, we now have a play button. Now, I'll show you this in action over here on my arcade pack-up. As you can see, we've got the play, eject, admin, pause, and then player 1, player 2, and coin right there. And that's all I did was just replace them inside there like that, so that when it lights up, you'll see it like that. You don't have to worry about it rubbing off or anything like that, because it's actually underneath, and it looks really, really professional. So that's pretty cool, huh? All right, so let's carry on to the next scene, guys. Okay, for a recap here, and before we end this video, show you what we've accomplished so far. We have our vinyl wrap down, and we have covered the old Pac-Man graphics on this with some vinyl wrap. We have our buttons installed, and we have our admin buttons installed up here. We got play, we got our hotkey button, our quarter button, 25 cent, and 1 player start. We still got to put our joystick in. We're going to do this slow. That's why this is going to be a 2-parter, maybe 3-parter. We'll see how it goes. But I just want you to soak in so far what's went on. We drilled our holes over here. Again, watch out for this edge. This edge over here too, if you're going to go this way and do a 2-player. We're not going to get into the 2-player in these series of videos. We're just going to do 1-player because I want to keep this kind of simple for everybody. Again, if you're going to go with a vertical cabinet like this one is here, you're probably only going to need 3 buttons. So if you're looking to convert, say like your Pac-Man or a Galaga machine or whatever, one of these vertical ones over, you'll only need about 3 buttons, maybe 4 if you want. I wouldn't go 6 unless you really want to play your games in a smaller screen here, like the area like this, when it comes to the horizontal ones. But that's all you're going to need is just those. So again, this is going to be the end of this one. And then another thing, before I end this one, again, keep in mind what I was talking about at the beginning. When it comes to that converter board in the back, check the model number on your LCD, and then use that model number and type that into Amazon or eBay, wherever you're looking for one, and make sure you are getting the right one. Don't mess that up, because you could get the wrong one, and then your screen looks all garbled, and then you're over there asking around, well, what's going on? What's going on? Well, I'm telling you right now, before you even do it, it just could be the model number of the converter that you got. So double check that. And when it comes to the control panel, check your layout, drill 30 millimeter, 1-inch holes is all you need to remember. Your new buttons will fit where the old ones are. Right here is where the original buttons were. And as you can see, these are fitting just fine. And the buttons right next to them are just fine. And everything should be good. Now, we're going to end right here. When we come back, we're going to work on this bottom part here and getting the encoder inside, and we're going to do the wiring. When we're finished with this new control panel will be ready for our Raspberry Pi, when all we'll have to do is just plug it into the Raspberry Pi's USB port. Everything's going to be lit up. We're not going to have any wiring to worry about right here for separate wiring for the LEDs in here, because these are, of course, the 3-pin kind, where they are powered by the encoder itself. So that's it for part 1, guys. I will see you in part 2 probably next week, because I got to get to bed here in a bit to get up for work, and then of course I got to work through the week, so I'll have to find time to do it. And of course I'm still working on my arcade pack-up. I'm yawning that I'm doing a video on, and actually I got some other videos planned for a couple of new cases as well. Excuse me. So that's it for part 1, guys. We'll see you in part 2 probably next week. Everybody have a good one in the meantime, and I will see you around.